he's moved on.
Might have to get that ball back.
Nothing, no professional. I just, that's what I did. But there's things that you got to watch, or you'll get killed.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's probably one of the funnest things I've ever done. The best thing I've ever most enjoyed. But it's one of the most dangerous. I've seen stuff happen. We've had stuff happen that if it would have been a second later, would have been gone. So, I'm just gonna weld me some bolts on that thing and drive it in the tree and see how it does. And I'm gonna tell you, fellas, now I'd as soon use this than that vise over there mounted on that bench.
I got a stump at home just waiting for this.
Yeah. Now I like doing it on stump better. Joe ain't stumping them, so
yeah,
you ain't gonna have as many stumps to use. And I mean,
it's rock solid.
It's great.
Yeah.
Something simple and cheap makes life so much better. When your saw's new or your chain's new, you'll see how deep that cove is. A lot of guys, when they're doing this, and I used to, if you don't pay attention, you end up working your way up.
Right.
And you won't have any kind of cove at all in that chain.
Yeah.
And I think in that paper I kind of put something about that, good at explaining how I do it. But you want to make sure that you've got to get this top part sharp too.
Right.
So what you just trying to kind of pay attention to keeping it back and keeping it deep, because like I say, that's your aggression. Between that and your raker, that's what's pulling that saw.
Right.
And nobody wants to push on a saw.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to let your saw do the work and be done with it. And you got the line. I'm guessing y'all have noticed most chains has got those lines, and what you do is you just try to keep that the same place.
Right.
I've noticed for me when I'm filing a saw, if I'll stop that cutter at the exact same place, I'll try to line it up in my eyesight with that clamp, and you already see it, so you're more likely to get that angle the same. But what'll happen if you don't get that angle the same, you'll be cutting and it'll go just like that. I don't know if y'all know.
Oh yeah.
And that's aggravating, especially when you're trying to cut through if it's a big log. And your main thing is you want that point. Your point's got to be sharp. I'm gonna hit them one time. I don't remember how many times I filed this saw. These rakers hadn't been hit at all yet. But see how close it is.
Right.
That's going to be dragging. I mean, that's going to be holding you off.
How much space do you want there?
I'm
just
gonna
eyeball it.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit it 2 times.
Okay.
2 licks.
Just flat.
And I think that'll be.
Okay.
That's just something you kind of got to get the feel for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you get your rakers where they need to be, get your code, keep it deep, and keep your point short, there's no reason it shouldn't cut. The benefit of being able to do that rather than trying to cut from the top or trying to stick, it's hard to stick a saw underneath a log that's laying on the ground.
Yeah.
But you can plunge that thing in, and I'll just barely feather that thing when one's on the ground, and just watch you dust.
Right.
And you'll start seeing that dark dust come where the bark is, and you'll know I better get out of Dodge rather than fixing to bury this thing in the ground.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But what if you're in compression down there?
If you're compression,
are you
cut
gonna
it
pinch
first and leave your meat up top. You talking about if it's just like if I was gonna cut it right here and this was trying to fall over? Is that what you're saying? What I'd do is I'd plunge it. I'd start it in farther down and still go ahead and get the bottom cut. Then you can start up here and meet that cut down. It'll fall over, it's cut, it's done. You ain't got nothing hanging on. Because you know how it is, sometimes that tree will try to do this and you have all that mess trying to break and tear, and your saw starts doing that number. But if you'll go ahead and plunge that thing and get that bottom cut and done out of the way, you'll have a clean break. It'll break. When you meet that cut in the middle, it'll break completely off.
Right.
It's just clean and simple.
Yeah.
He's huge.
That's one of those burrowing crawdads. They live in the creek, but then they burrow into the bank.
We found him down there in the pipe.
Don't kill him. Put him back down there.
Yeah, no kidding.
They can live at a water.
That's probably where all them babies came from.
He is gonna hurt me. Look.
When you get cut, and the only reason I do that is because it pulls. It's going to pop.
Yeah.
Well, if you cut down some, it's pushing against itself anyway.
Yeah.
So you know when it's cut. You're not still having to try to plunge and poke. I got my rakers too far down. I don't know if y'all can.
Yeah.
It was kicking.
Yeah. But
So by doing that, if you just cut from the top, it would have slowly just pinched your blade in. So by doing that, it's going to open up on the bottom, like so you can pull your saw out. Then all you're left with just cutting that little top piece out.
Yeah. What it does, and it's still holding on. I mean, it's still all together once you get all the way through. But once you start coming back up and undercutting, it's just opening it up.
It's opening up.
So you're not going to get pinched. Now there's. Have y'all had anything roll back on you, try to chase you down?
Yeah.
Now that wood y'all got's junk wood. Y'all not use
Yep.
it for nothing, right?
Yeah.
Every
We've
now
done
and then,
that.
if we had something that we thought would go, now we wouldn't cut it out of our good logs,
Yeah.
but you can cut something there, and that you're good.
Yeah, we're never saving it.
Let's say it's bound like this, and
So-
it's trying to pull that way.
Okay.
And you know that if you cut over there, you're going to get hung. There's
Yeah.
no doubt about it. If you'll cut you a relief cut there first, and go ahead and get your wedge in there now,
Mm-hmm.
have enough to where you can still get your bar past that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And then you can go ahead and start plunging over here and get it cut, because your pressure, when you do that, it's going, which now it's not, but what that's not to move it, it's to hold it.
Right, right.
Hold it from pinching.
Right.
It won't let it.
Yeah.
And that's, you got to be in that situation to be able
Right,
to see how
right.
it works. But if you've got something that's trying to pinch that way, if you'll go ahead and get you a cut there and get your wedge there and eliminate that problem, then you won't be trying to drive a wedge in there to get your saw out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But like I say, when I learned that, that's all I used. I mean, on just about everything, you know. That's about it on this plunge cut part. If y'all are good, I was gonna go back here and cut a tree,
Yeah.
and kind of we can kind of look
Right.
at it and see what it's
Heck
trying
yeah.
to do. I don't have. I'm not gonna cut any of my big trees.
Oh, yeah.
I used to go cut everybody else's trees, but I like mine. You
Right.
know? I don't mind the fall.
Yeah.
See how fast that is?
Yeah.
It's efficient.
Yep, it is.
It's not that much work.
Wow.
Y'all got 2 miles, 3 miles to hike back when you get done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, it'll hit you.
There's a stump right there you can use as a stepping stone. Right there to your left, Will. That path was a little bit easier, wasn't it? Looks like y'all working instead of playing.